Hey, how are you? Welcome here. We are, for those of you that don't know, Biocomparison. And we're here to help you understand ways that you can utilize your health where you can hopefully have a long and healthy life. We're going to be all about biohacking. So we're going to go into depth about biohacking, what biohacking means for your health, ways you can continue to educate yourself with biohacking and others and understand biohacking throughout the course of different phases of your life, whether you're in your 20s, your 30s, or your 70s and 80s. Biohacking can still be a useful mechanism to give you longevity of life. So we're going to welcome you into our podcast. We got a great system of different videos for you that should really be helpful for the long run. So check out the series we have coming up. And we're going to jump right in. I'm going to full screen this right here so you can take a look at our little display. So this is a little great little image where you're seeing a lot of nutrition elements of biohacking here. Let's go ahead and get out. We're going to read a little bit about what this means. And also, real quickly, I want to ask you to
Like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe.
When you like the video and you leave a comment and subscribe, you engage with the channel. It helps us push the algorithm out so we can get more support and more information out to viewers. We're just hoping to get you quality information that you can utilize and really enjoy. And on top of that, it's really fun. So I recommend
Do it.
If you like some of these sound effects that we make, leave that in the comments as well.
Oh, yeah.
Let's go ahead and talk about biohacking. So what is biohacking? Biohacking is a growing trend in which people try to improve their physical and mental well-being by making use of various health and fitness aids. These include nootropics, inversion therapy, which I really appreciate, and weighted vests. I have mixed emotions on weighted vests, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about them later. These tools can help us become more efficient and effective in our daily lives. Very good. So we're going to move on to our next slide. And I want to focus in on the image for us. Let's do that. And with this slide, let's go ahead and pull back. We're going to talk about nootropics, which is pretty helpful. These are popular supplements that can increase the cognitive performance of the brain. But the use of nootropics is considered controversial. There are many debates about whether these supplements actually work. The truth is that nootropics are not a new concept. In fact, they are one of the fastest growing sectors in biohacking. So you want to make sure that when you're engaging in biohacking, you're alert, you're not falling for too many scams.
Don't fall for that.
It's really important that you keep in mind that biohacking has a lot of information out there. It's easy for it to get saturated and concluded. So hopefully you can come here and we can at least give you the best truths that we have witnessed and seen as fact, and leave it up to you at that point to make your own conclusion. So we just want to present to you a good series of facts. This is, educational information. We're not necessarily giving you advice, but more so just compiling a collection of information for you to take at your own means and use according to the way you want to use it. The use of nootropics for biohacking is becoming more popular, especially in Silicon Valley, where many venture capitalists are focusing on this field. Some of the most popular nootropics are caffeine. Others are controversial, such as bulletproof coffee. Regardless of the method used, nootropics can enhance cognitive functions. It means better decision-making, improved focus, better memory, increased productivity. When taken regularly, they can help you impress bosses and employees alike. However, these substances are only safe if used responsibly. It's important to read instructions and dosage recommendations and really follow the advice of the medical professionals that give these out. Okay, we're going to go ahead and move forward with a little bit more information. We're going to an industry that I really like, inversion therapy. And with inversion therapy, you're going to really hopefully get a good sense of ways you can decompress. So I'm going to make a full screen right here. This was the image I like to use for my inversion therapy. I probably could have used this with nootropics. Let's go back and let's go ahead and talk a little about it.
Oh, yeah.
Inversion therapy is a biohacking technique that involves hanging upside down in order to force an increase in blood flow to the brain. Biohackers believe that this will increase blood flow and brain function and mental capacity. However, do-it-yourself inversion therapy is a risky endeavor. And I will say this, I've heard many stories about people falling off their inversion tables. Fortunately, nothing fatal, nothing too long-term, but always a scary situation. When you're hanging upside down with inversion therapy, it's always a risk that you can fall without a chance to break your fall. You can potentially fall on your head. Hanging upside down regularly improves brain performance. Studies have shown that repeated inversion strengthens the brain's capillaries, allowing more blood and oxygen to enter the brain. It also improves blood pressure regulation. Additionally, inversion is good for lower back tension and spinal disc compression. I do a lot of types of inversion when I teach different elements of yoga. When I work with patients, and we do a lot of different types of massage, we do something called myofascial release, where we try to decompress the spine and the disc in the back. These are ways where we can help get blood and oxygen to the body. Particularly, I like with inversion, trying to get that blood flow to the brain and help with the cognitive neurotic functionality. Inversion therapy has been proven to reduce back pain. The process relieves pressure on the spinal cord nerves, which exit the spine between vertebrae. Normally, these nerves are protected by disc, but when the discs are damaged, they become pinched. Pinched nerves can cause pain and radiate from the back of the legs or the arms. Inversion therapy can help separate damaged disc and relieve pain. However, it won't eliminate chronic inflammation in the back. Now, the idea behind using inversion for chronic pain can be a great supplemental. Let's look at it this way. If you have a pinch and it's oxygen deprived, being able to get a higher supplementation of oxygen from doing some of these therapies will definitely not only help with the pain, but also the recovery with the cells. So what I would suggest is long-term, look into continuing these therapies safely with instructions from your doctor or local medical professional so that you can form a plan and a strategy going forward. Okay, let's move on to the next slide. And I want to focus in on this image. So now we're going to be talking about weighted vest. I used to like personally working out with a weighted vest on. I used to do a lot of pull-ups with weighted vest. I used to do, within 1 hour, I would do about 120 pull-ups and about 120 push-ups. So a lot of times I'd wear a weighted vest. I feel like I still have a good retainer of a lot of that strength, even though I've been inactive in that aspect at least. Granted, my physical physique from it took a toll from when I did it. When I did use a weighted vest, I felt like I cosmetically, aesthetically looked very, very fit. I would walk around and people would, randomly acknowledge how fit I was. They would whisper to each other because I did a lot of workouts that were pretty high intensity, and a lot of times I used a weighted vest. Now, this is where I'm going to push back on it. If you overdo it, you're setting yourself up for long-term body mechanic issues. You could really put a lot of load on your back and your knees and your joints and ligaments unnecessarily from weighted vests when those are in the military are doing, or those who backpack and they do a lot of potentially carrying. I mean, we can even talk about women that have a larger bust. The extra load on the back and the disc can be detrimental for them long term. There's only a certain amount of time where you can handle and support this load safely. So there are recommendations for how much you're going to put as far as load goes on your joints as a weighted supplement to working out. So let's read a little bit about what I put in this slide for us. So biohacking, it's a discipline that involves a science that aims to maximize the benefits of your workout. This involves utilizing the latest technologies to make your workouts as effective as possible. And biohacking workouts, particularly if you're looking at Los Angeles and sometimes Beverly Hills, use specific techniques. One of them is weighted vest training. And this is a great way to increase strength and improve your endurance. It also works with a high level of central nervous system work, overall strength. It's great to train the mind and help you be more resilient and manage mental stress because of the extra load. It's really good for coordination as well. All right, we're going to move on to magnesium. Let's go to the next slide. Let's full screen this image here. It's image pretty nice right here. We're going to full screen it. All right. Now, magnesium, you may have heard of before, maybe off the periodic table. Magnesium is one of the most important minerals for biological function. It's involved in close to 1,000 different enzymatic processes in the body. It's important for bone density, muscle function, mental acuity, and heart health. Unfortunately, too many people are magnesium deficient. Now, this is a fun fact I didn't put into our slides. We know that sodas actually will give you excess magnesium, so you always want to make sure you have a good balance. One of the better things you can do if you have the resources for this is to constantly check your blood when you go for your checkups, your routine checkups with your primary caretaker, nurse practitioner, or doctor. Ask if they can do labs and test and check your blood levels and kind of figure out where you're deficient, maybe have excess. This would be helpful for you long term if you can start getting the discipline to do a little extra work when it comes to checking your levels. Okay, let's go ahead and continue. In the brain, magnesium plays a key role in the production of serotonin and dopamine, two neurotransmitters that are involved in mood and motivation. In addition, magnesium is necessary for the proper function of 325 enzymes. Many of these enzymes are involved in energy production. Magnesium helps produce a lot of different types of gasoline for the body. One of the most common we call ATP. Okay, magnesium can help the body respond better to stress. It's important to take magnesium supplements in the morning and at night if necessary. It's shown to improve mood and promote healthier sleep. If used for athletic training and weight loss, it can be also helpful building for muscle strength and elasticity. So magnesium has a wealth of benefits that you're going to want to keep in mind. Again, you don't need excess, but you want to make sure you're getting the right amount. So I would also go a little further and check your labs. All right. We want to make sure we get everything. So I'm going to go ahead and move on to the next slide so we have time for everything. And let's focus on this beautiful image right here. I really like this one. It's got the whole biohacking. Since the title of this video is What is Biohacking? And we are biocomparison. We wanted to make sure that we get a lot of the great slides in. So let's go ahead and take a look. All right, let's lead a little bit about self-tracking. So the term biohacking is not exaggeration. It refers to self-tracking practices that use data analytics to improve human performance. This technique is also known as self-quantification. It involves accruing data about your body and mind in order to optimize the process. It's practiced by many health hackers. So biohacking, which is motivated by altruism, some may even experiment on organisms in their garages. Others might take gin-space classes to learn how to grow fungi or make paper kombucha. Some biohackers spend thousands of dollars on treatments and products, including vial float tanks, infrared saunas, which help remove stress caused by electromagnetic transmissions. Some of that stress we get from things like 5G, I would say microwaves. These are frequencies that are extremely high, usually in the hundreds of thousands. If we look at specific devices like PEMF, they're be a little bit lower frequencies. We're talking about 1 to 15. These devices are far more efficient at helping to remove the stress that's placed on by the counter. So biohacking is a broad term that encompasses a wide range of activities and methods that aim to alter our body's biochemical process. The goal is to improve one's health and longevity through self-experimentation. So that's what we're talking about when we're talking about biohacking, optimizing your diet, your habits, and sports. Okay, let's take a look at our time. We are going to move on to our final slide right here. Let's go ahead and full screen that for you to see. Very fitting, this last slide, we're going to be talking about life extension. So biohacking is a growing movement that combines science and business to extend human lifespan. Silicon Valley, this is a very popular enterprise for thousands of entrepreneurs who are utilizing ways to try to help the body improve of lifespan and overall health, whether that's diet or muscle elasticity, different types of neural circuits, ways to feel better and help the body behave better, recover faster, run smoother. In addition to maximizing health, biohackers also seek to extend their lifespans, through environments and biology. So when you get into biohacking, you're going to be able to expect a certain amount of chemical and biological education going on. There's also probably going to be a lot of self-experimentation. That's usually part of biohacking. A lot of this is extremely safe and not a bad way to go to learn the ropes about something. So I hope you enjoyed the video. You made it to the end. Great job.
Oh yeah.
If you have any questions, please, at this point,
Like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe.
thank you for watching. We will be back with the next video for you very soon. Take care.